Hey everyone, it's Rob Golfi here with Remax, the Golfi Team. I'm here with Conrad Zerini with Remax Discovery, Remax Niagara. #1 broker, wins awards all the time because he's great. He's awesome. Brian Hogbin, also another great person with Mission 35 Mortgages, mission35.com. What we're going to talk about is there's a couple of things here. So mortgage renewals are coming up. And if I'm correct, Brian, is it about 30% of the mortgage? 30% of the mortgages out there are coming up in the next in 2024.
Yeah, I think it's even more than that. You know what? Between 2024 and then even more will be coming up in 2025 and 2026, right? Because a lot of people, when we started the interest rate increases, when we saw that, took 1 year, 2 year terms, more so than ever. And we talked about it once, and Conrad called the double cohort there. So I think it might even be a triple cohort. So, but a lot of those 5-year fixed are maturing now as well too. So you see the ones from 2020 coming up now, right? Or 2019.
So what are people saying? They're coming up. Are they calling like mortgages that are coming? Are they coming up to you and say, Brian, I am freaking scared to death what my new mortgage rate's going to be? What's on their mindset? What's going on? Like,
there's definitely sticker shock, right? Because I think until your mortgage is up for renewal, people haven't really been looking at it. So the biggest thing we can say is like, listen, get ahead of it, right? Like plan for it. It's kind of that old adage, if there's a car accident going to happen, it's easier to turn here than it is to turn here. So get ahead of it. But the reality is that the people that we've seen that had fixed terms for the past 4 or 5 years, they still have tremendous equity because they locked in at 2%, 1.95, even 2.5. And going back to those days, you were paying more than half of your payment was going towards principal. So those 4 or 5 years, you hammered down your equity better than ever. So even though people are concerned about the sticker shock, we just turn around and say, hey, it is going to be more expensive, but you have tremendous equity. So it's a great time to look at your overall household plan. And do you want to refinance and extend your amortization? Because if you're on a 25 or 20-year AM, and if things are a lot tighter for you, you make the mortgage a little bit longer. I know it's not ideal, but it keeps you in the house, keeps your monthly cash flow okay. And I would say that in most cases, by us going to a 30-year amortization, if for somebody that's in a little bit of trouble with the higher rate, their cash flow is not as severely impacted.
Second question. Now mortgage renewals are coming up. Should they be shopping for a rate, a different rate? Like, can they get a better rate, or can they push their current lender? Say, hey, listen, I know this is what you guys do automatically, but my friend, he's got a better rate. He just did his last week. Yeah. Why am I paying a quarter, half a point more? Is there room there for them to do that, or shop around and meet and talk to somebody like you and just say, hey, get a mortgage broker and say, listen, I need to renew my mortgage. Can they keep their insurance, CMHC insurance with it to go on to another lender?
Great question, and 100%. Definitely do the shopping, right? Because one thing that still happens, and I can't believe this still happens today, banks will send out atrocious renewal rates, right? They'll send out a renewal rate that's probably anywhere from half a point to 1 point above the market rate in the hopes that you'll sign it, right? Because it's the lowest cost, it's the lowest hanging fruit for the bank. They send it out to Conrad, and then if Conrad's not in the know, he signs a 5-year fixed at half or 3/4 point above. That costs him nothing but the stamp to get done, right? So number one, when you get the renewal notice from the bank, there's always more room on those renewal notices. Always. So number one, do that. Number two, definitely work with a mortgage broker, because when you have a lot of equity right now, there are deals that are there. We call them low ratio. Like if you have more than 65%, if your mortgage balance is 65% or less, there's actually really good deals out there if you can keep the amortization at 25 years instead of 30 years. And we call it an insurable mortgage, and it is a way better rate, I would say 95% of the times, than the banks. So with that being said, look at the options out there, and every bank and every lender takes their time at dropping their pants for a sale, right? It's just like if you're going to buy a couch, sometimes the couch is on sale at Leon's, maybe it's on sale at the Brick, maybe it's somewhere else. But just like lenders are going to have sales too. And your lender may not be buying market share at that moment in time, so their rates may be higher.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
just
That's true.
all those reasons, make sure you're shopping for a better rate.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So in the newspaper this past week, it said Canadians are gearing up to enter the housing market again. So buyers now are looking and say, hey, maybe it's a good time to start getting into the market. I think the market's going to be good for the next 2-3 months for these buyers, because I think, Conrad, am I right or am I wrong? But are we entering into a buyer's market right now?
Yeah, I think all across Ontario, we're definitely in a buyer's market. It started in Toronto and has kind of rolled its way through to Halton and then to Hamilton and to Niagara. Yeah, months of supply are at an all-time high. And I think this is a great opportunity for people to negotiate again and do special, again, do your home inspection, do all your due diligence. This is a great time to buy. Don't wait for everybody to jump in the spring when we start to see the rates go the other way. One thing about roller coaster rates and these periods of time, the good news is one day it kind of comes the other way, right? And if we see 2 consecutive meeting times, because everybody's all about the meeting times of the BOC, if you see in 2 consecutive meetings that they're doing the same thing, guys, this is that's your cue to get into the market. If they pause for 2 meetings in a row, and God forbid if they reduced it, it's going to be an avalanche. So and I'll say this though too, prices are good, but they're not they've really leveled off. I think people are pricing to the market. I just did Aldershot. I found Aldershot back in October of 2022 it was 95% of asking. So for every dollar listing, the seller got 95%. Now it's 98 cents. So that's showing you that there's some stability. Now, average price was much higher a year ago in Aldershot, and it's come down now. So I think everybody's kind of getting it on. Consumer sellers they're figuring out the market. They're listening to their realtors. They're listening to people like yourself, Rob, in the market, and they're saying, hey, look, this is where the market is, and they're pricing it towards the market. And it's come down a lot in the last couple of years. And at the end of the day, there's a point where it can't go any further. And we see this price stabilization. So it's a great time to buy, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I think the sellers know that the market has changed, even though they're still trying to get their higher number. But I think when you go in as a buyer and you may go in a little lower than you're not going in close to the asking price, but if you go in, let's say at 95% or even, whatever, the seller knows that they're probably priced high and they're willing to negotiate. They know it. They know because a good agent would go in and would go to them and say, listen, this is where your house should be at. And then meanwhile, they don't want to go at that price. But if somebody goes in at that price and negotiates, they'll probably get it. It's, you know what I mean? So there's definitely, I think there's definitely room if it's an overpriced listing. But I think the opportunity, you're right, Conrad. The opportunity right now for buyers is there. Like I'm finding that the months of inventory usually starts heavier November, December, but it's actually started in September. Like it's climbing like earlier. Like this fall to winter than it normally does. And if you look at it in Niagara-on-the-Lake, I found that did you see what Niagara-on-the-Lake's months of inventory is? I think it was at 25 months. What the heck is going on there?
Yeah.
like you better price it right. And then I did, Welland, we're at 6 months, and then where is it? I don't even have Hamilton's here, but Hamilton's a little better than the Niagara Peninsula.
Oh yeah, totally. As you go closer to Toronto, it gets better. Yep.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. But like I said, great opportunity for buyers right now, and I think the window for buyers is going to be longer than it was last year. Last year, I think we had maybe 2 months. This year, I think we may have 3 to 4 months of a window for buyers to get.
Oh
in
yeah,
there. And
I was going to say, lean on your realtor. Lean on your realtor.
Give us a call.
Lean on your realtor, because the other thing too is it's really critical when that person bought. So if a person bought in 21, okay, or early 2022, your opportunity, because they're going to leave, they're going to be underwater. So I don't know if they're quite ready yet, but if you have somebody that bought in 19, in 18 or 2020, they've got good equity there, just like what Brian was saying. And another great strategy is the downsizer. We're seeing that downsizer kind of saying, you know what, this is how I am going to fight the rate increases. I'm going to downsize, bring my mortgage down, pay off some debt in between. So that downsizer market is alive and well, and they're strong. And that's why I feel in certain price points, prices are holding. So that first time buyer, it's going to get tough, in that 750 range, because now I got a downsizer saying I want to put 200,000-300,000 in the bank, let's say, or pay debt, and I'm going to be fighting for the same type of product. So be cognizant of it. This is your great opportunity. You got, like you said, 120-day opportunity right now. It's going to be amazing. We'll remember this period of time. Trust me.
Oh, yeah. And
gotcha. That is brilliant, Conrad, because that goes into the new construction and the condos as well, too. When you say lean on your realtor, like I could not agree more. With the people that we see coming in, there are definitely two segments of people right now. The people that are fishing, and then the people that will need to sell because they just have to sell. So, and you're absolutely right. If you're a buyer out there, my God,
the opportunity.
Look at that time when they bought. You're absolutely right. Great nugget there. Great nugget.
Well, here's another thing. That one last thing. We got a few 3 minutes left. So an Ontario landlord wants you to share a bed with a stranger for $550 a month. He's got it for rent, and apparently, I don't know. I think he did get somebody to rent. So you could share your bed. This is in the paper. This was on Blog too. You could share your bed and rent it out for $550 a month. I like what? Oh, Brian, did Brian leave? He's the landlord that put that in the paper.
He's showing his bedroom now.
So things must be getting very expensive out there just to even rent a room. Now, I like this idea. I think I'm gonna tell my wife we got a blonde, blue-eyed, long-legged person. We got a king-size bed. We got lots of room. I go, you think she'd be all right with that? Like
it's just to cover the property taxes. That's all. Yeah, that's all.
$550 a month. You know what? I think it sounds pretty good. You know what?
You know what the interesting thing? The pool thing. Remember we did the pool thing?
Yes.
Like that's But that kind of was like this big thing, and it came and gone. But I will say this: student rental. I've read articles where people are living in a hallway. So this is not out of the realm of possibility, right? You know what I'm saying? So these poor students, it's tough for them. But Canadians will think of anything to hang on to their house and make that income.
Sure.
No kidding. I wonder if he had in the article, send your picture first, must be female or male.
I wonder if you put the right picture up, if you get a bidding war as well too for that. You know?
Well, wait a minute. Let's all jump it. I think I could take another one inside the bed. So I wonder. Oh my God! I wonder if you'll pay commission if we put that on MLS. I wonder if we do that.
Can we put on the MLS?
Yeah, that's
bed. Oh my God.
Oh God. Anyway, guys, you know what? There's who knows what's going to be next? It's always crazy.
Co-ownership is up, guys. It's 6% of the market right now. Co-ownership. It's not just with your mom and dad. It's actually people are going outside of their families, and you might see co-ownership numbers get up to like maybe 10-12%. Very interesting what that'll do to the market, right?
Hey, good stuff. Yeah. Good stuff. Hey, Brian, listen, I just saw you like 3 days ago. You grew a beard in 3 days. What's going on?
Yeah, I know. It's amazing, actually. You should see it. Yeah, it's like a chia pet. It just comes out.
Look at that, man. Look at the beard and everything, man. You're starting.
Like
I don't know.
Are you juicing or what? Are you juicing or what? Yeah, growth hormone or what?
He's working out, man. I'm seeing this guy's making me jealous. He's getting thinner and buffed up, and I'm getting.
Yeah, you know what? I got a competition coming up October 28th. You got to come check it out. It was on the bucket list. So
are you serious? Wow. Are you doing a body build competition?
Yeah, I signed up for a men's over 40 natural competition. I'm going to be the skinniest guy out there. Like,
oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. This is it. You know what? Maybe Conrad and I will do the next decade up. We'll do the over 50.
Yeah,
Conrad and I will do the over
50. Yeah.
I
We'll
just
do
got I'll get a Mission 35 Speedo. That's gonna be great right there. Okay. So.
I don't know. You just killed us. I don't want to see that image in my
no.
head. Oh my God, it's scaring me. Are you guys going to be in Speedos doing this thing?
No,
banana?
absolutely not. Definitely not.
Like a banana hammock
like,
or what? A banana hammock or what?
It's like board shorts. So
That's
okay.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, guys, listen, thank you so much. And everybody that's listening, listen, call Brian Hogbin, Mission 35 Mortgages. And if you're a realtor, I'm going to tell you something. You got to sign up with Conrad Zarini, the resources that he offers. And if you're looking to join a team, listen, give us a call. We're always open for discussion. No pressure, nothing. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. And we'll catch you next week. Take care.
Thanks, Rob.
Amazing. Ciao. Thanks, Rob.